I'm John Rothman.
And I'm Mitch Tuchman.
And you are listening to the Retire with More program. We are delighted to have you, and we have a very special program today, a very special guest. Mitch, take it away.
Well, today we are honored to have Tony Robbins on our show. And so instead of introducing Tony directly with all of the things I could say, I'm going to ask you a question, Tony, just to get this conversation going, okay?
Okay.
So, Tony, you are the world's leading authority on leadership psychology. You've coached and inspired more than 50 million people, CEOs like Mark Benioff, local guy here who's done a lot of great stuff in San Francisco, and some of the world's most high-achieving people around. More than 4 million people have gone to your live events, and Oprah even calls you superhuman. And so, Tony, against all advice from friends, even your publishers, you as an outsider decide to go write a book. And I've read it, and I'm in the financial services business. It's complex, 600 pages. You trying to distill the complex world of finance. Why on earth would you go write Money, Master the Game?
Well, it's interesting. It began because of 2008 when I started seeing, I grew up dirt poor, and we had no money for food at times, even at Thanksgiving. And it's one of the reasons I've fed 42 million people over the years, and this year I'm feeding 100 million people. And I did it with these book proceeds was part of it, and I added a bunch of money to it. But what it drove me was seeing all these people literally losing their net worth, half of it overnight, seeing people losing their homes en masse. And those weren't statistics to me. I mean, I lived that life. And so I'm fortunate enough to have a privilege, and that's access. I've been coaching a man named Paul Tudor Jones, who many people know is one of the top 10 financial traders literally in the history of the world. This is a guy who in 1987, when the stock market had its largest drop percentage-wise still in history, 20% in a day, made 200% for his clients that year, made a fortune that day. I was working with him. I worked with him for 21 years. He hasn't lost money in 21 years. I mean, how many people do you know at this scale on earth can say that?
Yeah.
And not only that, but, in 2008, when the markets, as you know, were down 51% from peak to trough, he made 28%. So I have a tremendous level of insight because I've been coaching him for 21 straight years, literally every day. He writes to me. I see him in person. And so the level that I've been able to absorb in the financial area is beyond what most people have the chance to know in their lifetime. And I thought if I could add to that by, say, interviewing 50 of the smartest, most brilliant financial minds in the world, Nobel laureates, self-made billionaires, hedge fund founders, and I could find out what are the common denominators, I'd really have something of added value. I could help a millennial who's just getting out of college and thinks they'll never be financially fit or free, what do I do with all this debt? Or even a baby boomer who maybe didn't do so well in 2008 and they haven't gotten back in the market and they think, I'll never retire. If I could help them, it'd be a worthy task. And then if I could find a way to take this and help people that society's forgotten, the 49 million people in this country that, including 17 million children that wake up every morning not knowing if they're going to have food or not, that it would be something that I could sink my teeth in. So it was a 4-year journey, and I loved it. But you're right. Everybody told me not to. Paul Tudor Jones told me not to. So Tony, this is too complex. There's no way you can do this. He's one of my dearest friends, and obviously believes in me. My publisher said, Tony, I'll give you a sizable additional bonus if you don't write it. He said, and I said, why would you say that? And he said, because, it's an industry and it's a category that's been picked to death like a scavenger. There's nothing left. And I said, that's because there hasn't been a great book in this area because it's based on individuals' opinions. None of this book is my opinion, other than how to shift yourself psychologically and emotionally, because that's been my 38-year expertise, right, around the world of tens of millions of people. But when it comes to the financial side, I want to bring the best that exists on earth. People have made money in the worst times, made money in the best times, and simplify that so it can be done. So it came together, and I actually saw my publisher. The book's been number one as a New York Times number one business bestseller for 4 straight months, 17 straight weeks. And I saw him just a couple weeks ago, and he said there are a few words in the English language are better than I was right. I said, I don't want to be right. I'm just glad it all worked out. So I feel really grateful that people who normally will not open their doors were able to give me this much time. I asked for 45 minutes. My average interview was 3 hours. Jack Bogle and I spent 4 hours. He said, he gave a quote in the book where he said, Tony came by for 45 minutes, and 4 hours later I had the most provocative and profound discussion of my life about my career and my insights. So, Ray Dalio gave me insights that he's not shared with anyone. He's made that very clear in his entire history, 23% returns for 21 straight years. So I'm really pleased to be able to bring this to the general public. And if you're unsophisticated, you can start with this book. And if you're sophisticated, you go straight into the greatest, masters of finance and see directly what they have to say.
To find out more, visit RebalanceIRA.com.